What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is TishaTheBrave. Hope you guys are doing well, hope you guys are doing okay. Before we get into the video, I know there's at least one or two of you who haven't pressed that subscribe button, so subscribe to me and join the Bravers, which is the family name for my subscribers. I also have a podcast that you guys can check out, Sisterly Synergy, on YouTube. Okay, me and my friend talk about our spiritual experiences and just general spiritual information. So if you guys are interested in that, please check it out. Today I'm here to talk about the air signs and their chakras, and please check out your sun, moon and rising. I've already done the fire signs and their chakras, so please check that out. Link it will be up here. So I'm going to go into the air signs generally, and then I'm going to go with specific air signs. First things first, air signs are very communicative people. So they're very activated in their throat chakra. Very much know how to become friends with people very easily by just using their voice. Very good at speaking up, like the Libra. Very good at making friends, like the Aquarius. The problem with a very active / overactive throat chakra is that you could be constantly talking over people. You could be constantly arguing with people. You're constantly trying to get your point across. So there could be a problem as well of you kind of talking up for another person when it's not your business to. I have a Libra rising sister. When I was growing up, I'm a Taurus moon, so for me, I'm keeping my mouth shut when I'm going through something emotional, versus my sister who's a Libra rising. She always took it upon herself to kind of like stand up for me, and there were moments when I didn't want her to speak up for me and I wanted to do it myself, but it was going to take me some time, you know. But air signs would be like, oh, this is not right, I'm gonna make sure that this is not gonna fly, okay, like I'm gonna help you out, don't worry. It's not always your place to do that. It's not always your place to do that. And people also have to learn to fight their own battles. So air signs, I think you need to be very intentional about the way you speak. You need to be intentional about what you're saying, and you also need to think about, is your energy worth the argument? Is your energy worth you know, just doing that? Because sometimes it isn't, and sometimes you're making a big fool of yourself, and sometimes this is not the time or the place to be talking this way, and it could reflect very badly onto you. So think about your talkative energy. Is very important. The other thing I would say that you guys have issues with is your heart chakra. Air signs are very good at just flowing like air to their desires, okay? A lot of air signs are so prone to their own desires that they're not using their logic or their intuition to think about, is this right? Is this actually good for me? Should I actually be with this person? Should I actually be in this place? Should I actually be in this job? Should I be in this setting? Because I know that it feels good temporarily. That's the key. It feels good temporarily, but in the long run, is this going to be good for me? Are you going to be hurt by the situation later on in life? You have to think about that. You're too quick. You're too quick to be like, this is what feels good, so I'm going to go there. You're too quick to do that. Think about how this is going to affect you in the long run. Because there is nothing wrong with going for what feels good, but if it's going to hinder you in the long run, that's when it's going to be bad. We're going to move on to the individual air signs. We're going to start off with the Gemini. So the thing about you Geminis, I've already said, you guys are very talkative, very much about that throat chakra life. And we've already discussed what happens when you have an overactive throat chakra, but now let's talk about you. You have sensitive nervous system, therefore you have a problem with the crown chakra / root chakra placement, okay? You have both these placements that are a bit you know, that need sorting out. So your brain, your thinking is in layers. You're always like, what if this happens, what if that happens, what if this happens, what if that happens? It's so beneficial for you to meditate, but also be stable. You need to you need to face your fears generally. You need to start working on your root chakra. You really need to do that. So work on your root chakra. And the reason I'm also saying crown chakra too is because when you slow down, you'll be able to hear the messages or see the messages that divine source is giving to you. So when you slow down, because Geminis in general, they are communicated for a reason, and they are supposed to be communicated to by divine source. They are very spiritual beings. They are. And so therefore, you need, when you start working on your root chakra, start facing your fears, the messages that divine source are giving to you will be able to be clearer to you. You'll be able to start seeing these angel numbers. You'll be able to see colors. You'll be able to see things that stand out, that you're like, hold on a second, I know this. I saw a fox there the day before. I'm seeing another fox there. Maybe I should be looking up the spiritual meaning of a fox. Magical, wonderful things are going to happen once you start working on that root chakra, and eventually what that will do will slow you down, and it will eventually, you will slow down and you will be way more in tune with your crown chakra. And you know, use color therapy, wear more purple, wear more red, you know, eat natural purple foods, natural red foods, and just slow down. Take some time out to meditate. It's so important. Maybe to some chakra bowls, maybe to some sound bowls or whatever it is, but you can't live your life at 1,000,000 miles per hour, Gemini. It's not going to help you at all. Aquarius, you guys are prone to a lot of anxiety, and your problem also is that your brain is also going 1,000,000 miles per hour. You're into a lot of unknown conspiracy theory, aliens, murderers, this, that, anything that is of human psychology or whatever. You guys are very interested in that kind of thing. So what happens when you dive into that world? You get anxious, because now you're like, oh my god, what if this person's a murderer and he's right behind me? Or oh my god, something strange is happening. What if it's the aliens? Or oh my goodness, like, you just never take a break from your anxiety, and you need to work and face your fears and get in tune with your root chakra. It's so important, because you guys are just taking your anxiety and running with it, and what that does is make you live in fear. You need to be able to live in a safe space, mentally, physically, spiritually. You need to get acquainted with the crown chakra, but you need to work on your root. So the same thing as Gemini, work on your root chakra. You need to start meditating. You need to slow down your brain. You need to start facing your fears. That's what your root chakra is for. You need to face your fears and get stable and rooted in what you believe in and who's out there guiding you and helping you. And in turn, what will happen is that you will get acquainted with the crown chakra, and what that will do is divine source will start giving you messages everywhere, and then you'll start seeing those angel numbers, or you'll start seeing the same color. Then you'll start seeing colors that, you know, that you just noticing. Oh my days, I'm always seeing orange. Why am I always seeing orange? Oh my goodness, I'm always seeing. You need to be able to do that. And you know what, I also want to give this advice to Aquariuses in general. If you feel like whatever you're about to watch is going to scare you, then don't watch it. I know it's almost like a fit, like it's almost like going on a roller coaster and be like, oh my gosh, it's scary, but it's fun. But if that means that it's going to change you as a person, change your biochemistry so that you're always scared of shit, that's not good. You're just gonna bring illness upon yourself. You're gonna bring stress upon yourself. And if you're parents, you're giving that to your kids. If you're a sibling, you're passing that on to your sister or brother. If you're anything, if you are a part of this human world, your energy you're giving it off. Do not allow yourself to be afraid of shit, and mind what you're watching. It's spiritual diet. Mind your spiritual diet, okay? Alright, I'm gonna go into the Libra next. Libras, you really need to work on your sacral chakra. And I would say sacral and root chakra together. Root, because you need the stability of making sure that you're not moving from desire to desire. Now, especially with Libras, you guys are ran by Venus. Venus is the planet of desire, okay? So for you, it's so easy to go into relationship. What happens is you're going into relationships that you know are not going to work out, but for the sake of you not being lonely, you're going there. And that doesn't help you in the long run. You're just going to keep learning lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson. And it's like, how many lessons you got to learn for you to understand that you need to start looking for the right people and not for the people that are right in front of you. Also, the thing about Libras is that they're going to look into multiple and many topics, all right? They're the kind of people that will, you know, watch a video of something that's really harsh, you know, and be able to sit through the whole thing, because for them, they need to see what exactly is happening so they can speak up about the justice of something. So for example, like for me, when I see, for example, police brutality videos, I would rather not see it, and because I know what's going on, I don't need to see it to understand it, because it will hurt me really deeply. I'm a Pisces, I will feel everything. For them, it's important to see the whole thing, hear the whole thing, watch the whole thing. Same thing when it comes to any other topic, generally, that they're interested in. They will see the whole thing through. And what will happen is that they're trying to stand up for what is wrong. And what happens is when they constantly do this, Libras, when you constantly get into a place of upsettedness, when you get into that place of this is wrong all the time, and you're trying to fight a battle for everyone, you're going to project that stress and that trauma onto yourself, which is why I'm going to talk about the sacral right now. Especially ladies, I want you to listen. Libra ladies especially, please listen to me, okay? When you are constantly fighting battles and you're constantly using your voice to fight these battles, the stress that you are putting on your body can affect your periods, it can affect abnormal bleeding, and this is why I'm also talking about the sacral. You're not doing yourself any favors by being stressed out all the time because you're trying to fight multiple battles. You need to find the balance between maybe, like, for example, signing petitions versus always constantly talking about this issue, or always constantly, because what you're doing is, when you're constantly talking about these negative issues that need to have positive outcomes, because I understand why you're doing it, but when you're talking about these negative issues that need to have these positive outcomes, sweetie, what you're doing is always bringing that negative energy out, and what you're doing is you're actually bringing stress onto your body, and when you stress your body, you're going to have abnormal periods, you're going to have fibroids, stress is not particularly for women, you're going to have those issues. I absolutely know a lot of Libras who have had those sacral issues. Sacral is literally your sex organs. That's where they are. It's literally there. And it's not only there, and I'm not only talking about the sacral because of the stress you can induce on yourself because you're using your throat. I also want to talk about the fact that where is your sexuality and confidence without a partnership too? Because that's the other part of Libras that you need to, that's the other part of Libras that also need to work on the sacral. Okay, your fear, which is the root, this is why you need to work on the root. Your fear of not having somebody with you. Your fear of, or the fear of losing somebody that you're having friends with benefits with, for example. The fear of being alone is so deep to you that you're not embracing your own sensuality, your own confidence, and that's why your sacral is going through so much. You need to work on your sacral chakra too. Find the confidence and the sexuality within you, the sensuality within you. Be satisfied with your body, with your temple. Be satisfied with you. Be satisfied with you and you alone. Not to say, because again, you guys are Libras, you will be in relationships, you will constantly be in that place, but I want to just stress that it's not the end all be all. You have to be confident in yourself, which is why the sacral is there. You need to work on your sensuality within yourself. Okay. So guys, if you guys like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell so you always know when my videos are uploaded. And if you guys really do want to support me outside of YouTube, I am on Patreon, and on there I will be doing weekly vlogs about my life. Very, very inner stuff that I will not be putting on YouTube. This is strictly for Patreon, for people who actually support me. There's a lot of stuff that I'm going through spiritually that I'm going to be sharing with you on there. So for those of you who are actually supporting me, thank you so much, because I have so much to give to you guys. Love you guys so much. Bye 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 bye.